Hello everybody, welcome back to Boo Bear Trader. So today I'm gonna do a quick review on the Mag 7 stocks and see what their short-term direction. Let me start with Apple. Well, we kinda like got a head and shoulder, but it did not play out, and it bounced instead of breaking down or even touching the base right here. So let me remove all this and then we'll see what's going on next. 210 is still a level that we need to watch for Apple. All right, so let's see. So for this is the orange line at the trend line, and it's still moving that way. For short term, if we draw from this high to this high, in a way, for this actually I have to draw like this because it's from the previous high to previous high. So it's kind of like this. This is the green line, right? The red line are the resistance that you can see from the previous the mid short-term trend. They are basically the resistance, and right now this is the trend line, and the resistance, it broke out, went up, but then pulled back today. So 209, 210 is still the short term, but we don't know if tomorrow or maybe for the whole week, this week, we don't know if it will come up to 210 or 213 to test previous high or not, or gonna pull back into the this channel here, a little bit shorter channel instead of the bigger channel up here. But this is the short-term trend and channel, and it just broke out. We don't know if it'll come back and test 197 and then come back and test 187 or not. But we have to look and see how it is. The good thing is that it is kind of like trending sideways, right? So now let me take out this one, and so we can see it even it's moving this way for shorter term from about 3 months ago. It's still moving sideways, so we creating a wedge here. Let me move this one out as well. So let me make it easier by changing to green. So you can see the green wedge right here. This is where it's moving, and I'm thinking tomorrow to the end of today, this week, it might come back and then move a bit lower and then trend sideways a little bit more this way to the right. So let's check Apple for overnight. Overnight right now is minus 52 cents to 204. Not much going on, but it looks like it does want to kind of pull back a little bit. We will see. Most likely it will come back around 200 to test the support here. Next is Amazon. So Amazon, it was from around a couple weeks ago. I say most likely it's gonna touch the green line, I mean the orange line, a resistance, and then pull back. Well, it did pull back a little bit to 207, all right, and then it tests this previous low right here, and then bounce. So 225 was one of my target where it pulled back and then it come up. So it did not pull back all the way, but it bounced right away. And you can see it get close to 225 and then pull back today. Even though today the market made a new time high, excluding the Dow Jones, but you can see Magnificent 7, Amazon is not doing well, Tesla is not doing well. So we can see that some of the stock try to run where the other stock pulling back. If Amazon is still did not go back and check out the previous high at 242, so we can see that is a little bit running out of steam. So I expect it might come down a little bit to 213 and then try to bounce again. But eventually we will see a bigger pullback to the blue line. So I expect it to come down here and then pull and then test 225. But it also depends on the market. If the other stock going down, pull back from all-time high, it might come out lower and test 197. So we need to check the next this week and next week. However, the good news is that for short term, you can see it you can see that it from here it pull back, bounce, pull back, and then bounce test. Now it's pulling back. So we might see it pulling a little bit back and then test right here at 225. And then we will have a bigger pullback. But if the tariffs somehow have good news with China or Vietnam or other country, we might come back and test 242. So let's see, Amazon after hours look like it's still okay. It doesn't move much. So it might just pull back a little bit. All right, so next is Google. Google. So what I say was we might have a it was from here. Is it gonna pull down a little bit, bounce, and then pull back to 167, right? So it bounced just a little bit and then went to test 167 and then bounce again. So it kind of skipped this and then did this. Now what's next? So for Google, lately is not doing well compared to the other 6. And we can see that it was coming down here, bounce, broke down, bounce, of the green line support up here and look like it's testing 180, 181. Oh, so a 180 and then pull back a little bit. But I do expect it to pull back to, I would say 173. No, I think it might even come down and test again 168. All right, so 168, and then it might have another bounce. Historically, July is a strong month, so we might have a pullback, but then it stock might even go higher. We don't know. So 185, 187 is still a good target for Google. It really depends on the AI news. Recently, it did mention about, tapping OpenAI. So we might see it have a bounce sometime in a couple weeks. And it will test 187 here. And maybe we have a pullback again, but we will see. But this is the short-term direction. And so pre-market is not going anywhere. All right, so next we have NVDA. So NVDA was here at 143. I predicted to come back to test 130 before bouncing, but it did not. And it went all-time high, broke above. You can see this is like a bull flag. So it broke up. Now, so 143 is now a pullback target for NVIDIA. Okay, so if I take out these and check the trend, so most likely it will test this gap at 147. And then 143 is the next test. So I expect a pullback. You can see it's pretty overbought. NVIDIA, let's see. Not much, so just maybe a pullback this week or next week. But overall, it did a really good run in April low. Meta made all-time high, but closed right at the previous high. And Meta again is one of the stocks that I could not predict, and it keep making higher high. You can see right here it's higher high, and then now high. So if we want to look at it now, if we draw the line, check all these lines out. I will keep this because most likely we will see it coming back here. But look at this. So right now it's bouncing off the support. And most likely will come back and test 706. No, sorry, it's 713. And then we might have another pullback. Could be wrong again, because you can see it can stay overbought for a long time. So we will see. We will see. Gonna pull back. Doesn't pull back much for a while. And Meta is actually went up a little bit pre-market, so we will see how it goes. Microsoft is next. Microsoft is like an Meta. I was thinking it's gonna close this gap, but it's been running. So when the winner run, let it run. And that is what it is. Still no pulling back, overbought for the past 2 months and still going up. Okay, so we still don't know. The only thing that I see is it got a reversal right here. Over here, we got a reversal as well, but it did not materialize. So these can be good, but only when it's really high up. This one is kind of like right there. So we have to see. If it is pullback, we will see 475 is the next level. So 475 for pullback. It's just a matter when. If it does, we might see it as well go even lower. Because these, when they run a lot, they also come down a lot. It's just a matter of when and not if. But right now is at all-time high. 467 is the last high, so it might come back and test that. So let me put that as a target. So 467. All right, let's check. Overnight is not going anywhere, so we will see. All right, next is Tesla. Tesla. So Tesla, I say it's gonna come down here, 307, and then we got a bounce. And this was about 3-4 days ago. What's going on now? So the green line, the support was as 312. So I'd say at 312 we might have a bounce. All right, but if we look at the overnight market, it went down another 5%, and right now it's at 300. The 300 is right here, and you see we would have a bounce, because in a way it is a really really good level. Let me zoom in a little bit for you to see. Actually, You can see the blue line, it touched this previous high, and over here was another pivot point. So it's also right here and then right here. But the real gap is right here at 250. So we might see more if you look at the trend. Basically, stuff from here, come down right here, bounce to the support, bounce, and then come here. Now, after hour is passed through the green line already, most likely we'll see 276. Why 276? Because you can see it's actually been a really good support and resistance line. Went through many pivot point, right? And if it does, it doing like another, this is like a small shoulder, but I'm not sure that count, but it's my doing this, like head and shoulder, like this. But for now, I think there should be a bounce at 300. So let's 300 and bounce up to 317, right? And then it's gonna come down and test 276. So we might have a little bit more to come down for Tesla, but we have a quick bounce, pretty sure, in a couple days. So there you have it. Tomorrow I'm gonna do some earning for Universe and Franklin Covey and Geneva. No, Geneva. Those will be the last of the earning season. Actually, let me do a quick check on Constellation Brands, because this one, what is it? Berkshire Hathaway, they actually bought, they have some share. Let me see. Oh. All right, so I did not really look at this stock. But if we look back 3 years from now, right now it is actually at the really low point, right? Go all the way. If I draw, right? So right now is right at the major support. Go through all these line pivot point as well. The good news, well, not the good news. The good news is oversold support, but the bad news is in a way is it has a bear flag pattern developing right now. However, due to its oversold condition, just like the other stock that I always mentioned, if the if it just right now is pretty bad sentiment, and if it just miss by a little bit, or just give out some expected result and outlook, we may see a bounce. Where will it bounce? So let me see. Short term, it's been selling a lot, but we can see it's a low, right? Low and low. So you can see that it bounced here, come all the way up here, came down, and then bounce. So at least it's at a double support here. If it go even lower, 151, 152 will be the 152 is the lower end, the range, which it might or might not happen. Maybe 30%. But if it bounce, it might bounce all the way up to 172, 173. 173, or even it will close a gap right here at 177. If I put 177 here, the lower end would be 170 right here. So there you have it. We will see tomorrow and the next day, see how it is. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit a like, subscribe, and share. Then tomorrow I will post another video on the US market indices, the VIX, Russell, SPY, gold, dollar, and probably the next couple days I will review all of my predictions in the since the start of the earnings season, and then the week after we will start the new season, earnings season. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video.